A gentleman, a son of the soil. A gentleman who has served in several different positions. A gentleman who is the former president of the Senate. A former state minister of government. A hard-working professor. A hard-working comrade. Help me welcome comrade Senator Professor Dr. Floyd.
Unfathomable. They don't have a clue. Them running up their mouth. Out your feet, than what people say. Glory to your name, God. Hallelujah. Magnificent God. Just name mega magnificent. Dragon big God. Just name mega ginormous. Magnanimous. Mega magnificent, you magnanimous. Jesus bigger than what people say. Ding it. Jesus bigger than what people say. I hear them talking, hear them running up.
Comrade Chairman, Comrade Party Leader, Comrade General Secretary, Comrade Candidates, Comrade Warriors and Foot Soldiers of the People's National Party, the word is love. Comrades have traveled all the way from Kingston right into the parish of my birth. I come through Port Maria, through Galena, and into Oracabessa. And when I look to the east, and I look to the west, I look to the north, and I look to the south, and PNP River come down bank to bank.
Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up.
And comrades, we send in a warning and a signal to the Labourite. Because we're gonna whoop them in Southeast. We're gonna whoop them in Central St. Mary. And we're gonna give them a political backsliding in Western St. Mary. And the other day, my comrade leader gave me a letter to give to Bobby Montague. And I take fast and peep in the letter. And when I look in the letter, it was the retirement package that he's sending for Bobby Montague in Western St. Mary. And comrades, you know that I'm a son of the soil. Me born ya, me grow ya, and me tell ya with you know through good and bad times. And you all know my story. You all know, some of you went to primary school with me and went to high school with me. And you know that blindness came and set me back for a little while. But I never make that stop me. I moved on to Kingston and get rehabilitated and get into university, complete a first degree, complete a master's, complete a PhD, and now I stand here before you as a professor at the University of the West Indies. And I have to say, thanks to the People's National Party, because at every step of the journey, the People's National Party has been good to me. Because In 2001, PJ Patterson appointed me as Minister of State. And in so doing, I made sure that one of my first tasks was to build the NIS office so that senior citizens and the people of St. Mary can have an office that they can visit in a dignified way. And then in 2002, as a part of the mandate from PJ Patterson, I was to go to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security and implement the PATH program that thousands of you today are benefiting from. Glory to the People's National Party. And during that same time, I started work on drafting legislation to protect the disabled. And by 2014, me and Marky G team up and make sure that legislation came to the Parliament to protect the rights and dignity of persons with disabilities in Jamaica. And my comrade leader, guess what? I see them publish one document the other day. And them put some information in it. And them say because it's a labor right document, the PNP now go read it. But them never remember say, them have one man in the PNP when named Floyd Morris, we see everything. And when me looking at the document, comrade leader, there it was, them want to claim the Disability Act when me and you make sure was passed in the Parliament in 2014. I say, according to Damian Crawford, what can go so? And comrades, because of our commitment to the disabled community, our caring leader has said that the government has neglected the efforts in terms of the implementation of the Disabilities Act. And what we are going to do is to establish the National Disability Fund, where we're gonna put $1 billion in it every year so that persons with disabilities can get greater support to realize their dreams. Because Marky G say him no want to have one Floyd Morris in Jamaica, him want to have many Floyd Morris, many Tashtika Sang who can carry the disability agenda in our country. And comrades, that disability fund is going to make sure that your children with disabilities can get support with them education if they want to go to tertiary institutions. It's gonna ensure that your children with disabilities and those who are seeking employment can get support with assistive technology. Gonna ensure that your children with disabilities can get greater support in terms of their educational needs and employment needs. We're gonna be building out sidewalks across this country to make sure that wheelchair users can move around with ease and dignity in Jamaica. And I said to you, comrades, that I have a leader in whom I am well pleased. Because my leader sit down with me and him said to me, Floyd, Your talent is much bigger than anybody to confine you just to disability issues. And him say, I want you to be the spokesperson on housing and sustainable living, because I want you to make sure you prepare the People's National Party to build out houses across Jamaica for low-income earners and poor people in this country. And comrades, I have entered upon the reference, and you would have seen the number of policies that our comrade leader have announced where housing is concerned. We're gonna stop the annual extraction of $11.4 billion from the NHT to support budget. And we're going to pump back that money into building more houses for the people of Jamaica. And we have said that young people must get the opportunity to own them own hardworking. And so we're going to set up the $1 billion Young People's Deposit Fund that is going to ensure that young people get $500,000 as a gift, where they can take that and pay down on the deposit for the houses that they will seek to purchase right across Jamaica. And we have said we are going to be building 50,000 affordable houses across Jamaica. And when we build those 50,000 houses, we are not going to make you pay for the land portion of that housing cost. And what that means is that the cost for houses are going to be reduced significantly under this plan. And you can go to NHT as a single woman and get your benefit and just pay for one of these houses. But the beauty about it is that you're going to get a house that will cost you probably $13 million on the market, and you're going to get that house for below $10 million. And immediately it is going to give you equity in the property. And so the PNP is empowering the people of Jamaica from day one. And we have said that a lot of people in St. Mary and across Jamaica, they live on crown land. They live on government lands. And some of them live for 40, for 50 years. But the law said that you have to live on those land for 60 years before you can claim it as your own. Under the Marquis G plan, we are going to change that 1833 law and make sure we bring that down to 25 years. And so from day one, we're gonna get busy issuing titles for people who have lived on crown land for more than 25 years across Jamaica. And we tell you, say, when we build those 50,000 houses, we're not just going to be building it without taking consideration for the ordinary Jamaican. We say we're going to introduce the rent-to-own initiative so that the barbers, the hairdressers, the taxi drivers, the plumbers, the farmers who don't get a monthly pay slip under the rent to buy initiative, they can rent one of these houses that we will be building, that government will be building. We are going to make sure that you are able to rent those, and over a 6-month period, we are going to be converting that into a mortgage once we see the consistency of the payment that you make in your rent, and you will get the opportunity to own that house. And so, comrades, we are clear about the mission of the People's National Party. I have traveled in Southeast St. Mary with Chris Brown. I have traveled in Western St. Mary with Comrade Woodbine. I have traveled in Central St. Mary, Comrade Leader, with my general, my brother, and my friend Omar Newell. And I tell them that if them think say them can take control of Central St. Mary, them have another guest coming, because I will be there, street and lane, hills and valleys, with my brother, Comrade Omar Newell. And we're gonna be building houses across St. Mary as you have never seen before. We're gonna be issuing land titles across St. Mary as you have never seen before. We're gonna be fixing sidewalks across St. Mary as you have never seen before, because St. Mary has been faithful to the People's National Party, and the People's National Party will be faithful to the people of St. Mary. I say to you, comrades, let us march forward for victory. Let us march forward and beat the laborers in Southeast. Let us beat them in Central St. Mary, and let us give them that political backsliding in Western St. Mary. One love, comrade. God bless you.